Hi folks, my next video is surprisingly not going to be on the R32 or changing one of its fluids. It's going to be on the detailing side of things. This is my foam lance or foam cannon, and I've had it for approximately 10 years, say. It's never been serviced or taken apart. Bought a very good one back in the day. This was an Auto-Bright heavy duty one, and in short I'm going to give this a service. The idea behind this service is to clean out the filter gauze, which is a stainless steel mesh situated in the front side of things, and there's also an injector which is a small brass I don't know what you would call it, like washer style thing with a very small orifice or hole in the middle of it. And the idea is that both of those parts can clog up with lime scale, soap, etc. And yeah, I thought I would take it all apart, give it a good service and give it a good clean out. I'm also moving over to the quick disconnect adapters, which you'll see are all the rage nowadays. So I'll be replacing this metal pipe and Karcher fitting with the quick disconnect thing, which is, if I show you it, it is this item here. So that will fit in like so. So anyway, let's probably struggle with getting this all apart and have a go. There's PTFE tape all around this, so it might be good fun trying to take it all apart. But anyway, let's crack on and see how we get on. As you'll see, this pipe seems to be on pretty tight, so let's have a go at trying to undo it. Oh, that's it, popped. Good, I'm surprised it was actually that easy. Okay, there we go. And hopefully in there you can see the flathead aspect of the injector, which is a wee small nozzle. So what I'll do is I'll put a flathead screwdriver in there, turn it anti-clockwise to undo it. So let's do that. And let's crack on with this screwdriver. I made sure I had the screwdriver well home on the injector so it didn't round anything off. And that's it out. Oh, dropped off a wee bit there. So yeah, hopefully you can see that injector there. Simple, straightforward wee device. Doesn't seem blocked at all there, but we'll give it a good clean out anyway. So that's one part set to the side. You can see there's a small amount of corrosion in there that's sort of dripped out a bit, and obviously the remainder of the sealing tape there as well. So we'll get that cleaned out in due course. But what I'll do is move over to the front end of the lance and get it all taken apart, get it cleaned up. As you should see, that's a simple job. There's a metal pin that runs through the plastic there. Simply knock it out. I'm using a parallel punch, as you can hopefully see there. That just knocks it through. Simple as that. And this should slide out. Like so. So we want to, I think the brake is at this side, so we want to break this housing just along there. So I'll get a few spanners out and have a go at doing that. Okay, you should see a 22 and a 24mm spanner set here so I can break this connection here, hopefully. That's on really tight, so I might take this off camera so I can sit and shout and swear at it here. But anyway, I'll see if I can break this connection. Okay, managed to get this loosened here. As you can hopefully see, what I did was set my knee across this spanner here, put the screwdriver or the spanner on and hit it with the hammer just to knock it, and just the jolt in action seems to have loosened this off. Okay, that's it undone. Again, as you can see, there's a small amount of sort of corrosion, it looks like, in there. And you can hopefully see down in there, that is the mesh itself. To get this mesh out of the end, you'll see there's a hole down in there. I'm going to delicately pop the same drift I used to get the wee metal pin out. I can touch the mesh with that. Just going to give this a gentle tap down with a hammer and remove the mesh. Okay, that is the mesh out there, as you can see, and I think that whole unit needs a good clean out, to be honest. Continuing on with my cleanup, I've got a series of picks here. I'm going to go through all these threads, clean up any tape or corrosion that's on them, and get them all cleaned out, ready to reseal everything back up. So nobody wants to watch me do that, so I'll spend a few minutes doing that and getting them all cleaned out. Okay folks, I've pretty much cleaned up the threads on the snow foam lance, the end adapter, etc. Going to give them another session, but while I'm doing that for 10 minutes, I'm going to leave the filter mesh and the injector soaking in a solution of Descaler, and I'm using this brand, and other brands are of course available, but this is the one I'm going to be using. So I'm going to leave this in this solution for about 10 minutes. So let's just nip off the corner and pour it into this solution of warm water. Okay, that's a small amount in. Drop that in, and leave it for 10 minutes or so. While the solution's working away in the filter just off there, I'm going to get the fittings prepared with PTFE tape. I'll put a link up to this. I would recommend using the gas or air PTFE tape. It's slightly thicker than the general plumbing stuff. Use less of it and it's better quality. So I'll wrap the new quick disconnect fitting, the fitting down at the bottom there as well, and that should start sealing things up. Okay folks, the injector and the filter have been in that cleaning solution for a while. Visibly, even from when I just removed it, it still looked pretty clean, and it still obviously does now. I'm not sure it's done loads, but hey, at least I've given it a go. So I've rinsed these all off and they're ready to start assembling things back together. So first protocol will be the injector. So put that onto the screwdriver. Get this assembled. Okay, So it's starting to stop. It's a pretty hard stop there, so again, remember it's brass, so you don't want to over tighten anything, but I can see right through it and it seems to be clear. So as mentioned, I'm converting it over to the speed disconnect fittings, or the quick disconnect fittings. So with the PTFE tape on, let's thread this on by hand. Get the spanner. Okay, that's it, starting to bottom out. Okay, that's it on pretty firm. A couple of bits of the tape coming out, but still a pretty neat job. Time to move on to the foaming side. So the filter gauze will slide in here, hopefully. This might need a little bit of persuasion to get in. Using my old fitting there. Seems to be home there, just making sure. Yep, that's it installed. So with the foam inside, let's hand screw this on. Just as a note, folks, you'll see there's two rubber O-rings there. You may wish to replace them. Both of mine were in great condition, so I simply lubricated them all up. You can use silicone grease with that. So I'll get my two spanners again and nip this joint up. Okay. Okay, with all of that stuff together, it's time now to start putting the end of the foam nozzle in place. This is simply a slide or slip fit. Carefully putting this on. And you'll see it should go right home there, like so. So that's closed up, there's no gap there. Then of course you want to put this split pin through, that's the one we hammered out. So let's get this on if we can. Try and do that end. Let's give it a wee gentle tap here with the hammer. Okay, so it's working, and just check the, yep, you can see the snow foam opening there for the pattern of the snow foam is opening up as it should. So yeah, that's awesome business. Okay folks, that's your snow foam lance all service there. Nice simple job, and as you can see everything's went back together fine. There's a quick disconnect as mentioned there on, and this is obviously the new fancy gun to connect it all up, and that was half the reason for getting the quick disconnect fitting, and that's it installed. Nice simple job that looks the part. So anyway folks, hopefully that wee service guide has helped you. You might find that over time the gauze filter builds up with soap etc in it, so the foam gun doesn't foam as well as it once did. So cleaning it out, or of course replacing the filter itself, can help you, and it just shows you how simple it is to do a wee service. But anyway, hopefully that was of help, and if it was, feel free to like, share and subscribe there, and it all helps grow the channel. Cheers folks, bye bye.